What's up, everybody? This is Ted, and I have an experimental video here. So while I was at work, I was really thinking about Pokemon a lot. I was thinking about Gigantamaxing, and then thinking about Mega Evolution. I was thinking about the Z moves and what they had in common and whatnot. So I came up with this cool little theory that Pokemon's been kind of pushing as of late from the last 3 generations, maybe even a little longer. I'm not sure. It depends. So what I was thinking, what started off was I was wondering what chose the Mega Evolutions. You know what because like they're really random at first. I mean, obviously the starters got it, and Charizard got two, Mewtwo got two, and then eventually down the line it just started becoming random. Like they're like, oh, the starters are getting them, and then it just stopped, and then Z moves came in. So I was really thinking why, but then I was thinking about what similarities all three of them had, other than being like the gimmick, because there's always a gimmick now that I wish that hopefully sooner or later Pokemon won't be so like won't have a gimmick like Mega Evolution or I mean it's gone now. Mega Evolution Z moves are gone now, but like Gigantamaxing, as cool as it is, don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool. Like the raids and whatnot, but eventually like it's gonna get out of control, just having too many of them. But I hope that one day they go back to regular just being about the Pokemon and whatnot. But I was really thinking about it, and so starting off with Mega Evolution. So if you don't know the history of Mega Evolution, supposedly um, Rayquaza was supposedly the ultimate weapon shot off in the from sixth gen from X and Y. There was an ultimate war, and they shot the ultimate weapon, which was a life-taking or life-giving weapon. And they shot it off into space, and supposedly that created meteorites that fall on the ground, fell from the space to the ground to Earth, and it was the Mega Stones for Pokemon. It never really said why each Pokemon was supposed to get one. Like not everyone got one. Obviously, it was like super random. But I was wondering why. So it was like at first it kind of made me like, oh cool, it's cool because it was like, oh, the bond of friendship between you and your Pokemon lets your Pokemon go even further beyond like a Super Saiyan. But after a while, I mean, I'm not the only one who talked about this. This is probably like old news to everyone is a Pokemon fan. But after a while, it was kind of like negative. Like it was like the polar opposite of what the description for Mega Evolution was between bonds between Pokemon and their trainers. And I even wrote like a fan fiction about it too, speaking about the negativity of Mega Evolution. So in Sun and Moon, they had a Mega Evolution Dex where you can read the Pokedex entries for the Mega Evolution, and all of them go around like this like monstrous path. Like for instance, Mega Gyarados, the power from the Mega Evolution from the Mega Stones and whatnot, made affected his brain and it amplified his anger. So all it did and think was to attack and destroy and whatnot. And then you go to Mega's Kangaskhan. Only Mega Evolution energy made the baby get even bigger, faster, and all it wanted to do was fight, and the mother was worried because that's not how they're supposed to do it. That's not how the babies are supposed to be. They're not just supposed to be babies. They're not supposed to get older faster and to constantly fight. There's other Mega Evolution stuff like Mega Sharpedo, where when Sharpedo Mega evolves, he gets these like markings all over him, but it's not markings. It's like scars and like wounds it gets that are amplified, so it looks like markings, but they're just healed up. But those are all the scars because when a Mega evolves, all it does is attack and want to fight. Even down to Lucario, which is the warrior of Aura. You would think he's like a noble Pokemon, but when he becomes Mega Evolution, it amplifies his anger, and he just becomes like this ferocious beast. You even seen in the anime when the gym leader, I forgot her name, but the gym leader from X and Y, she had a Lucario, and they try to say that Lucario was the first Mega, but it was actually Mega Rayquaza. But in the anime, Lucario actually went fucking buck wild on fucking on fucking Pikachu, almost fucking killed him. It was rapid. It even bit Serena. I think it was like Serena. No, I don't think that's right. But it even bit his owner. Like Lucario bit her arm. Like he was going crazy, and it flickered between controlling it and actually like losing his mind. Like it's pretty negative how all these Pokedex entries for Mega Evolution are negative and not positive like they try to insist it is. But so there's that, and so my theory is going on like people in the Pokemon world are just abusing the fact that they're hurting their Pokemon, but using it for personal gain. Obviously they are, because like the whole world of Pokemon is like Pokemon battles, and even Garchomp, like Garchomp, his Mega Evolution is like when he Mega Evolves, the power from the Mega Evolution melts its wings into sights, and it does nothing but want to swing them and hack people in half. I mean, that's not, I'm like paraphrasing it, but that's basically how it goes. Like he just wants to swing his scythe arms and go crazy. It's just like it's so negative, and like just they become like monsters instead of your. I mean, they are monsters, like pocket monsters, but like the whole thing about Pokemon is like gotta catch them all, be friends, collect them, power, bond, and trainer. But it's a complete opposite. I see that in this case where Mega Evolution probably came from the bond, but not a positive bond, but a negative bond. Like when in Pokemon World, you always want to battle, you always want to become the champion. You always want to be the best. You always want to keep going, keep going, keep going, and you push your Pokemon so hard that they have a Mega Evolution. Like they just go beyond because they're so tired or so hurt or so into battling, like you are, that they just lose their mind and Mega Evolution just takes over and makes them like the beast that you want them to be. They want to be these monsters who go crazy and always win with these new powers. I'm not saying all Mega Evolutions have like a negative like Pokedex entry, but it sort of goes along the lines like there's more like crazy Pokedex entries for Mega Evolutions than there are positive ones. You know what I'm saying? So Pokemon is like kind of going that route of just like using these Pokemon more. It's like sort of like we're the villains in a way, but we're just trying to have fun. But we're putting our Pokemon through these stressful things, and then they're going through these changes just for us, but it's making them go crazy instead. And what more information I have that further proves my point is in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. There's not much details about where the Z crystals came from. There even goes far off says that Lunala and Solgaleo actually gave the Tapus their Z crystals because they have the special Z crystals that makes them like the island protector or something like that. But even then, it doesn't say where they came from. It has origins from Ultra Space, like it came from Ultra Space. But it wasn't until Ultra Sun and Moon where they theorized that the Z crystals we use in Sun and Moon are actually pieces from Necrozma. And if you don't know what Necrozma is an Ultra Beast itself, but it's like this creature that used to be like Ultra Necrozma, which is like this light dragon. They call him like the sun or something. I forgot how it goes along the lines of like bright light, but it used to just thrive off sunlight. But it got into a battle. I don't know what battle it got into, and pieces of its crystals off of its back landed and became in Alola, and he changed his form back to the Necrozma we know, which is like the black crystal looking one. He's not like this dragon anymore. And so I say it's theorized because Lily and the other people in the game talk about it, say, "Oh yeah, I think it comes from him," because And then what further proves fact to this, puts fact on this, is that in Ultra Sun and Moon they have the Ultra Recon Squad, and they even say that the aura that surrounds the Pokemon and the trainer is the same light that comes from Necrozma, Ultra Necrozma. So that further proves fact that we are using its body parts to do this island challenge and enrich this culture that we had that's based off around this stuff. And it's pretty crazy that I don't want to say they're using it to enrich their culture. I mean, I guess along the lines they can, because the whole thing is like, oh, island challenges. You come here to Alola. There's no gyms. You do these challenges. You battle. You get the Z crystal every time you get it. I mean, I guess you could say it's like enriching their culture, but they're using pieces of body parts and crystals off of a Ultra Beast, and you might say, oh, well, that's probably not bad, but it really is if you don't know the history, because the only reason why, well, Necrozma is in this form is because he doesn't have the crystals to absorb his light. So instead of absorbing his light with the Z crystals that he has, he goes to uses the Ultra Wormholes to go to dimension to dimension, and he absorbs lights from other worlds, putting them in eternal darkness to fuel and hopefully become Ultra Necrozma without the body pieces. So these people are using body parts of Necrozma to enrich their culture by doing island challenges and having fun and doing these dances, like they're doing the floss and whatnot. Obviously, they're not, but they're over here doing the dances and putting on a show, knowingly using that they're doing this. Like all this other stuff is going on. They might not know at first, but in the game they say they do. In the Ultra Recon Squad is like saying, "Oh yeah, dude, like Necrozma, like we seen Necrozma. He ate all the light in our world because he doesn't have the Glee crystals. You know, it's the same light." They said that the light that the aura that surrounds you guys when you use your Z crystals is the same light from Necrozma. So it's obviously known that they're using it, but they're not giving it back. I mean, along the lines they do. I mean, but how many years was it before they did it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long did it go? How many worlds lost their light to Necrozma because we are using the Z crystals to just Pokemon battle? You know what I'm saying? And then, so with that, and then we go into Sword and Shield, which has which Gigantamaxing, and I think by the time this goes up, oh, actually no, but spoilers if you haven't beaten Sword and Shield. But in Sword and Shield, the whole Darkest Day thing is about Eternatus. He has this aura, or he has this energy that makes Pokemon humongous, and Chairman Rose has him like in a cage, using him as a battery source to pump out energy for the Galar region, and making Pokemon Dynamax and Gigantamax to have Pokemon battles, same thing like Z-moves, and just like make him money. And it doesn't really say that he was using it for money, but I feel like that in the Sword and Shield story, he's like, oh man, in 1,000 years we're not gonna have any energy. What are we gonna do? But I feel like it wasn't about that. I feel like he's like, wow, if we keep doing this, we're not gonna have any energy or power in the world, and I'm not gonna make any money off Pokemon battles or anymore, or the championship, because we're out of energy. Like, we can't Dynamax, we won't be able to, we won't have anything, so I'm gonna be out of money. So he's using Eternatus as like a battery to do it all. So even what further supports that is that Leon is like, bro, that's in 1,000 years. Why are we tripping? Or whatever amount of years. Let's just have the championship. Let's go as usual, and we can deal with the Eternatus later. It's not that serious right now, right? And Chairman was like, all right, bet. So they're about to do the final battle between Leon and your character. Then he pops up on the screen. He's like, yeah, bro, I lied. I don't want Geller, and he like keeps talking about like, oh, I don't want Geller to fall to this like the Darkest Day, and he tries to release Eternatus and use him full power, but obviously since like no one ever controls Pokemon, a legendary Pokemon like this, like on the first try or something. So obviously he lost control and he couldn't control it, and yeah, and like he gets free, and we put him we put him down. We don't put him down. We capture him, and and basically the world goes back to normal. And just like the original story of the Darkest Day, right? It was normal. Darkest Day came. The legends came and stopped them, and it went back to normal. But again, the chairman, I think it's a chancellor. I think Chairman Rose, sorry, is using him as a battery source, and that's like abusing a Pokemon. Like you're literally abusing him, right? Of course, I'm surprised he didn't kill it. He didn't when he got out. He didn't kill him. But with all three of these generations have a same common theme about battling and using Pokemon to the point where they're either going berserk, or or you're using body pieces, or making them in pain, or using pieces of them, or using them as battery source. And I haven't even got to the best part. So there is a Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokedex entries for in Sword and Shield as well, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing like Mega Evolution, like Toxtricity. The power from Gigantamaxing, the poison from him, sinks into his brain and affects him and makes him become a wild beast. And then Gengar, when Gengar Gigantamaxes, it says that his mouth does not lead into his body or something like that, but they believe it leads into the afterlife, and you can hear your loved ones calling to you from out his mouth. So he's like trying to lead you into hell. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy. And then Alcremie got Gigantamax is that when he shoots you with missiles, it's like 100 calories, and that will kill you. That will kill a person. Well, not 100 calories, like whatever amount of calories. It says that it will kill you, and then that's too much for a human body to do. So if it's just like flies off into the audience and hits you, you're dead. Like it's crazy. Like you're just dead. And the list goes on about the craziness, but yeah. So in fifth, no, sixth, seventh, and eighth gen, we have this common theme. So what could be next in like ninth gen? That sounds so weird. Ninth gen or Gen X. That's what I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be called when 10th gen comes out. But it's just like, why are they going with this? Is this going to pay off some like along the lines of like a story method? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to theorize what this like is the next one going to be the same thing because Pokemon is a kid's game, you're right. But it's just like these dark Pokedex entries and this dark story. And it's not really dark, but if you really think about it, like, Peter tried to shut Pokemon down at one point. But, like, obviously they're doing it because it's battling. But, like, listen to this. Like, all this crazy stuff about hurting Pokemon and Pokemon going insane and Pokemon killing people. Like Mega Salamence literally turns on the person that raised him and attacks him, but he's called the Blood Crescent Moon. Like it's just crazy, and I don't know what is gonna come next from it. And then some. Like, is this gonna be like a common theme? Like, I really don't hear people talking about it other than like the megas and like all that. I know Jaywitz has, but it's just like what could possibly come next? In going back to sixth gen with even with Ash Greninja. Ash Greninja kind of like the negative as well. Like, yeah, cool, he gets a power up and gets like he becomes like a ninja for reals. But we shared him and like Ash felt his pain. So like whenever he got cut or he got hit, like Ash would feel it. And I guess that's like the same thing. Or when Ash got hit, Greninja would feel it. Like it was just this thing, and even he would go crazy as well with power. Like Ash will tell him like, keep going, go further, like go for it, beat it. But like, it's just amazing we came from this game from starting off with just collecting Pokemon and battling. And like, don't get me wrong, Mega Evolution was cool. Z moves were like, Dynamaxing's cool, Gigantamaxing is cool, but it's just like, what will be next? Like, will they go back to normal? Or are we gonna have like they already theorized that Sun and Moon, I mean Sword and Shield is like a reboot anyways, so like what could possibly be next? And then to further my the back up even more of my what I'm saying about like for Mega Evolution. I know I'm jumping around, but with Mega Evolution, what I said that it's the trainers making the Pokemon pushing the Pokemon too hard in Pokemon battles to make a Mega Evolve. What supports that even more is that if you go to Smogon or you look at the tier list, if you don't know competitive Pokemon, the tier list for OU meaning overused, from red, blue, and yellow all the way up to like Ultra Sun and Moon, every Mega that has like a negative Pokedex entry, Mega Evolution Pokedex entry is an OU. So that means that they're overused and they've been used, like everyone uses them, and that they all are used constantly to be in the overused category for competitive. They're there. Tyranitar, Gyarados, Salamence, you know, the list goes on. Like they're all there from generations 1 to generation 7. They're all there. So that sort of supports my claim about the competitiveness of the trainer pushing them too far, and they're stressed and they're battle hardened and they're just going crazy with power, and the Mega Evolutions bond pushes them even further to go beyond that. Like maybe down the line, wouldn't it be crazy to see like because there's always like there's I'm telling you there's so many alternate universes in Pokemon and whatnot. Like what would happen if Mega Evolution versus Z moves versus Gigantamaxing? Like they already sort of did that in Sun and Moon, the anime, where they have Mega Evolution versus Z moves, right? And one in the like I know Mega like it was Brock versus Kiawe, and Mega Steelix versus Tortnator, and Tortnator used a Z move on the Mega Steelix, and Mega Steelix took it like a champ, and then just beat the crap out of Tortnator. And then you had Ash versus Misty with the Mega Gyarados, and the Z move is what beat Mega Gyarados. They sort of already teased that, but like, it's like it has to be like it's just so weird that Pokemon who preaches about it is just doing this just for Pokedex entries. Like, I mean that could be addressing their older fans because like obviously it's a kids game, but like their fan base is old, the older generations who've been playing forever since they were kids. Maybe it's that, but I mean it's sort of, I mean I sort of like it. Like it's just it's like dark and stuff like that. We haven't seen something dark in Pokemon yet. Like I'm waiting for it. But like what if we go like too far? Like even bro, like even the fossil Pokemon in Sword and Shield, like they're just put together. Like one's on like the tip of the tail of a half body, one's an upside down head on a fish tail, one's on an ice Pokemon. It's like freezing cold. Like it's just like I guess we're playing God too much. Like sort of like Jurassic Park. We're doing too much. Like what's gonna be like? I maybe in the next Pokemon game we go too far and like the Pokemon retaliate. You know, we always had like in fifth gen with the Team Plasma, and they were like, oh yeah, we need a unified Pokemon. They need to be, you know, like they were basically PETA, but ends up they weren't. But like, what if the Pokemon retaliate? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if the Pokemon retaliate at one point, and then we have to solve the issue with that, and your Pokemon you have are the ones that are on your side, and you have to like revolutionize Pokemon and whatnot. Like, it's just like something has to be paid off. Like, it's just too much. It's too coincidental that all of this is happening. But that's all the time I have. I hope you guys like this theory I had, or if you think this. I don't even know if it's a theory. If you like what I'm talking about, leave a like and comment down below. I'm gonna do more Pokemon videos coming soon. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Ted, and I'll be back later. I don't know what the next topic is gonna be, but I hope it's as good as this one. But I'll catch you guys later. I appreciate you guys watching, and take care. Goodbye.